It's a good time that we are here again. Ivan's Medical and Research Consults. We are going to be sharing with you some bit of information in research. And before we go ahead, you may be there, you have ever heard about the word research. Perhaps you are not very sure of what it means, but like I said, or like as we stand, we are not people that you will be using as a baseline or a reference point, no, but we will come here to add on what you already know. So if you have any objection about our presentation, it's very okay. Just put it under the comment section. We shall look into it and we shall respond accordingly. So what is research? In simple terms, research can mean a lot of things. So different people, different sites, and different publishers or different authors write about research in different ways. But I will talk about research in a contemporary understanding, in a layman's language, that you can even explain it to a person who is illiterate and they can understand you. Yeah. So in simple terms, research means the scientific systematic process that involves collection, analysis, presentation, discussion, dissemination of findings. Yeah. So in the definition of research, you should note at least a few marking points. It's a process which is systematic and it is scientific. Yeah. Scientific, we shall see the reasons why it is scientific. Systematic, it means that it follows a system. Something comes first, followed by another, followed by another thing. Then a process means it's cyclic, it can be cyclic. So we follow, it's not a one sentence thing, it's something that we do a stepwise, one after another. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So now in the introduction, we have heard about a number of things in research. Of course, I know when someone talks about research, you will hear proposal, report, and other terms. But the two main terminologies in research, they are the proposal and the report. And these are the main compartments that we find in research. That all other terminologies, all other words are bracketed, are put in these two main words. However, some of us have gone ahead to do research without actually getting a distinction between a proposal and a report. As I said, contemporarily speaking, if we are to compare which of the two is the first, proposal, if research is to be broken down into two phases, main phases, we have phase 1, which is a proposal, and phase 2, which is a report. However, these two have a space in between. After proposal, you leave a space, and then you go to a report. So a space, or a lag, or a gap, or what is done after proposal, before writing a report, is termed to us data collection and analysis. Because chapter 4 of the report is a continuation of a proposal, and that's why we say a better proposal gives a best report. So if a proposal is properly written, it means that the report will be easier for you, because where you stop in the proposal is where you begin from in the report. But before you begin, we shall have to see data correction, data analysis, and we go in data presentation. So now, what's a proposal? What's a report? A proposal is a document, a written document that tells a research, that tells a person or an author of what will transpire after data collection. In this document, it guides the reader of the research or the book, what you call a proposal booklet. It guides him and gives him more information about the study you're going to do. In this written document, we have a protocol that we follow. And no matter whether you are on a bachelor's degree, whether you are on a master's degree, you are pursuing a PhD, you're a diploma student, every group of people, they have what you call a research ethics committee, or they have a research body whose protocol or guideline we follow. But there is a similarity in all those bodies, at all levels. That we know a proposal, it has chapters, and there is a frame that we follow, or a guidelines that we have to follow no matter which level of research we are writing. Then a report comes after a proposal. This one, it gives you a brief of what happened when you went to data collection, and afterwards it presents the results. Then it shows you to whom was the results given. It will tell us what transpired after data collection of our proposal or of our data collection. Now, I want us to compare and contrast a proposal and a report. Both of these two things, both of these two are written documents. Yeah? So both a proposal and a report are written documents. However, being written doesn't mean that they are the same. One comes first, like I have already said. The proposal itself is written in future tense because it is a plan that will guide the researcher. While a report, it as the name states, we are reporting what we gotten from our survey or our study. So we write it in past tense. We are reporting. It's like when you say, you please go on the borehole and come back and tell me what is the current situation. So when you go on the borehole, you go and see what people are doing. When you come back to me, you tell me, when I went to the borehole, I found A, B, C, D. So you are reporting. So if someone finds you on the way going to the borehole, they will be like, what are you going to do? You'll be like, I have been sent by person so and so to go and find out what is on the borehole. But if someone finds you on your way back and they ask you, what have you been doing? You report that I was sent by person so and so to go on the borehole and I found A, B, C, D. So you are reporting. So there is a lag. However, these two things are separated by semesters. You can be pursuing a course that's based on a semester basis. Yeah. So you write a proposal, for example, in your second last semester of your course. And then after, in that holiday, you go for data collection, you mobilize resources. Afterwards, in your last semester, that's when you come, you report the results, present them, write a report, and conclude it. So in this audio, in this video, I just want us to get you familiar with what a proposal is and what a report is. Now, I want us to compare and contrast, like my objective was to see how similar is a proposal with a report. Both of these two documents are written documents, but they have a similarity in a sketch. For example, both of them, we can say they have the same formatting. So both of them have 4 main parts. And the first part is called preliminary pages. The second part is called the main body. The third part are called references. And the last part, or the fourth part, is called the appendices. Now, preliminary pages, those are pages we find before we reach chapter 1. Yeah, those are pages that we find in these 2 documents before we reach chapter 1. Main body of the proposal and the report, they are those independent chapters. In a proposal, we will find 3 chapters, whereas in a report, we shall find 5 chapters. Yeah. So, the references are the same. The same reference you have in your proposal are the same reference you have in your report. However, some guidelines give give you an allowance that after you write your proposal, you want to add on more data, add the data in your literature review, and also add it in your reference. But what we shall have in our reference in the proposal is the same thing that we shall have in our report. And could there be a change? Please, you should indicate and have the references updated accordingly. Thirdly, we shall have the last bit is the appendices. Appendices, those are the ones that we find immediately after references of our research. Now, what are these preliminary pages? As I have already indicated, they are the pages that come before the chapter 1 or before the main body. But we have a difference. The preliminary pages in the proposal are different from the preliminary pages from a report. However, some of them are the same. In a proposal, the following are the preliminary pages. Number 1, the title page. Title page is 1 in a proposal. We go to the declaration page. Declaration page is also 1. We go to the proposal approval form. Other people could love calling it approval form. It comes after the declaration page. Then after the approval, we go to what you call a table of content. Table of content, we go to what you call a list of list of abbreviations and acronyms. After a list of abbreviations and acronyms, we find what you call a definition of terms or key terms. So where we have operational definitions. Those are the preliminary pages for a proposal. Whereas for a report, the following are the preliminary pages. We have a title page, but in this case, there are 2 pages. In a report, we have 2 title pages. Cover page, yeah. You can call it a cover page or title page. We shall find out what is written there. Then after the 2 title pages in the report, we go to what you call an abstract. An abstract, after an abstract, you go to what you call copyright page. Copyright, these are pages, independent pages, one page. So whatever I say, it's 1 page. So after the abstract, you go to copyright page. After the copyright, you go to what you call the dedication page. After the dedication page, you go to what you call the acknowledgement page or the preface. Another name to mean acknowledgement page is preface. After the preface, we go to what you call authorization page. Authorization page, after authorization, we go to what you call the table of content. Table of content, you go to what you call the table of content, list of tables, and then list of abbreviations, list of tables, then list of figures, then list of abbreviations and acronyms, and lastly, we have what you call list of definition of terms. Those are the preliminary pages in a report. However, the arrangement can change, especially for a report. So you could visit your respective research guideline, but those are the ones that never miss. After the 2 title pages, we have what we call the abstract. From the abstract, we go to a copyright. Or copyright, we go to authorization page. Authorization page, we go to dedication. Dedication, we go to acknowledgement, or what you call the preface. Preface, table of contents. Table of content, we go to list of figures. List of figures, we go to list of tables. List of tables, we go to list of abbreviations and acronyms. Then afterwards, we go to what you call a definition of terms, or definition of key terms. Those are the preliminary pages. After the preliminary pages, we go to what you call the main body. Now, the main body of a proposal has 3 pages, as I've already indicated. We have has 3 chapters. That's chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Yeah, those are the 3 chapters in that make up the main body of a proposal. Whereas the main body of a report has 5 chapters. It has the chapter 1 of proposal. It has the chapter 2 of the proposal. It has the chapter 3 of the proposal, and it also has chapter 4 as well as chapter 5. So that is the main body of a report. That means the proposal has 3 chapters in the main body, whereas the report has 5 chapters in the main body. Then we go to what we call the references, or the reference list. Reference list is that list that comes after the main body of either a report, of a research proposal, or a research report. Now, after the references, we go to what we call the appendices. There is a very big difference, okay, not a very big difference, but there is a difference, like we had it in the preliminary pages, about the appendices in the proposal and appendices in the report. Appendices of the proposal include the following. Number 1, the consent form. The consent form is our first appendix in the proposal. After you go to research tools. Research tool can mean a tool that you use to collect data, or a tool that you used in sample size determination. After the research tools, we go to what we call the budget. Budget, and lastly, the work plan. These can be interchangeably used. You can start with the work plan and end with the budget according to the research guideline that you subscribe to. But for a report, we have the following appendices. Number 1 appendix is the consent form. Consent form, consent is a term used for people above 18 years. If the target population is below 18 years, we use what you call an assent form. Assent is that form that we get consent, or where the client or the participant or the research subject or the respondent agree and accept to voluntarily participate in your study. That is the first appendix in the report. Secondly, we have what you call the research instruments. Like it was in the proposal, the same thing happens in the report. Program, the research tool, it can be a questionnaire, it can be an interview guide, it can be a sample size determination table, or any other method that you use to determine a sample size of your research. Thereafter, we go to letters of introduction, relevant letters, and these letters are called introductory letters. These are letters that give you authority and permission to collect data or to gather information from the target population. After there, we go to relevant maps. Relevant maps, we normally have a map of Uganda, or a map of the district of study, and then a map of the study area, and any relevant pictures. For example, you can choose to add pictures when you are collecting data from the participants, pictures when you are taking off a sample from a client, pictures when you are giving out the research tools, and that is all. So in brief, that is the frame, or that is the template where a proposal and a report sits. But now you've had the difference and the similarities of both a proposal and a report. But a proposal, as I said, it is in the future tense, whereas a research report is in the past tense. Proposal has 3 chapters in the main body, whereas a report has 5 chapters in the main body. You have had the difference in the preliminary pages. I want to repeat that. We shall now go ahead to discuss what do we find on each preliminary page and what does each preliminary page contain. But as a matter of fact, I've given you a brief. What exactly happened in the main body of the proposal is what exactly we have in the main body of the report. What is different is we write them in a future tense if it is a proposal, and in a past tense if it is a report. So that is all with comparison between a proposal and in a contemporary way. But now we are going to break down why does it to be an abstract. Why should we have an abstract in a report and yet we didn't have it in a proposal? So that is our brief about knowing a proposal and a report. I think it has been good to you knowing the two. Now in our next video, we shall be telling you what is a proposal by definition, why do you write a proposal, or purposes of writing a proposal. Now we are going to be breaking down the components of a proposal. There we have been listing them down. Where you find a gap in the video, kindly put a comment on the comment section. We shall look through it and address it accordingly. Thank you very much, and I believe we are gaining knowledge. For us, Ivan's medical and research consults, we exist to foster your excellence.